Self-awareness is absolutely the first and the most critical step to reach toward a healthy relationship. And unfortunately, nobody really teaches us these skills. If I knew what I know now, being in my late 40s, if I knew this over 20 years ago, I would not have made the relationship mistakes that I did. But I did. I got married twice and I ended up getting divorced twice because I did not know how to be filtering people out that were not fully emotionally present to me in the way that would be sufficient in a relationship. And at the same time, I wasn't able to be fully open myself emotionally. It was scary to be vulnerable, especially from the way I grew up and where I came from. So now we're gonna talk about filtering out unavailable partners, emotionally unavailable partners. Now I hope you have a better understanding of why we tend to gravitate to this type of partners. Now let's stop at how do we filter those out, okay? I would break down filtering process into two parts. Questions, actions, okay? It is literally all about asking questions and then seeing whether the words, answers, are backed by actions. Okay? I know it sounds simple. It might be easier said than done in real life, but it is very simple. There are 5 questions, guys, that I want to give you. You may want to grab a pen and a paper. There are 5 questions that I consider to be very powerful in trying to filter the people that might not be emotionally open to a relationship. So you may want to write them down. The question number 1 is, what does a healthy relationship look like to you? You ask somebody and see what they say. See how they elaborate. Okay? What does a healthy relationship look like to you? Question number 2, when was the last time you felt emotionally safe and comfortable with someone? And how did it feel to you? Describe it to me. That allows the person who you are, getting to know, go into a space of figuring out, okay, have I felt emotionally safe? And if I did, let me try to describe it. It pushes person into introspection and retrospection, and this is important, very, very important. Question number 3, how do you handle conflict or stress in a relationship? When you get overwhelmed, when there is an argument, how do you deal with it? How do you handle that? Okay. Last time, I think when I was doing the seminar and somebody asked me, what if they answer something that I want to hear, something that sounds good, right? And it's quite possible. Somebody may not admit to you right away that, hey, when I get super angry, I'm going to throw plates and punch the wall. That's probably not going to go well on the first or second date, right? However, remember what I said at the beginning. You ask a question, you listen to the answer, and then you have to actually pay attention to what kind of actions back up the answers. Question number 4 is, what role does vulnerability play in connection for you? What role does vulnerability play in connection for you? This question might be a little bit difficult for some to answer, and it's okay. There is no right or wrong answer here. What's important is to invite a person into a space, into a conversation, into a discussion of what actually vulnerability is, right? And you can get the discussion going. So what you're looking for here is to see how aware they are of their own ability to be vulnerable, their own desire to open up. What role does vulnerability play in a connection for you personally? And the fifth question, are you ready for a committed relationship? I know this question is scary, and it probably will scare some people off. But the thing is, when you ask these questions, do you feel you're ready for a committed relationship? That doesn't mean that I'm going to propose to you tomorrow. Not at all. It just means your mentality, your mindset. If and when you meet the right person, are you truly ready to commit to that relationship, right? Because so many people, and I see this in my coaching practice, oftentimes, they're like, I'm not looking for anything serious right now, or I'm focusing on my professional career right now. Okay, well, that's all excuses. Because if you can't commit to exploring a connection with somebody, if you are unable to invest the proper time, a proper attention, proper effort and energy into somebody, then you're not ready for a relationship. Get off the single world then, okay? Don't be wasting somebody else's time. So this question may sound very scary to ask, but that will probably show you what that person is carrying in their mind as far as why they're there on a date with you, why they're talking to you.